Welcome back to another Wrath of the Righteous video. I'm Artie. Today we're talking about Arueshalae. It's been a while since my last video. They had the big update, some changes to weapon finesse, things like that. So changed my thoughts on the build, went through a lot of ideas of what to do with Arueshalae, but this is what I settled on. So first, Arueshalae. There's three different levels that you can actually recruit her. You can recruit her when she's either level 8, level 10, or I think 13. I've never waited to the last one, but I believe it's 13. To get her at a level, normally you'll encounter her at level 10. But if you do a few things correctly in Dresden, and then at I forget the place is called where you get your second mythic rank. You do some things correctly there. When you get to Dresden in the prison, then you'll be able to actually keep her. Things you have to do. What I always do in Dresden is when with the Ramian quest line, you help the priests there of Desna with their quest, and then you sing the song with them. Not 100% sure that that's tied to Arueshalae, but I always do that to be safe because it's a Desna singing type thing. Then when you get to the spot, I can't remember the name of the place right now off the top of my head for some reason, but when you get to the place where you get your second mythic rank, when you go down to the bottom and you're fighting basically the optional area, you'll find a Desna altar. There's an item in the Desna altar already. And then if you move up a little bit further, there's a second item. And then when you go into the cave, there's a third item. And when you put all three of those items in the Desna altar and you play them, you can either do it by however you picked it up. So the one in the Desna altar you play first, the second one you picked up you play second, and the third one you picked up you play third. Or you can just do it by sound. They have different like pitch of their music. You'll play a scene and such, and then when you get to Dresden in the prison, she'll recognize you. Therefore, and then you can pick her up, and she'll be level 8. But most people will probably find her at level 10. I would definitely try to get her at level 8. Gives you a little bit more flexibility of what you want to do with her. So we're going to talk here about picking her up at level 8. So she comes as an espionage expert, and she comes with a lot of things that you want as a ranged character anyway. She's got point blank shot. She has precise shot. She has rapid shot. She has deadly aim. And she has my favorite clustered shots. She also has many shot. So she's already kind of moving in the direction of using many attacks per round. And then the big thing, she gets Ranger's Bond. So she gets favorite enemy because she's a ranger. So she can share her half her favorite enemy bonus to all allies within 30 feet. For a number of rounds equal to her wisdom modifier. In this case, I think it's actually her charisma modifier that it actually uses because she's the expert here. She comes first with humans because of her background, and then she starts going into demons of magic and demons of magic. So at first she's already got a +4 to attack and damage on against demons of magic. And you can always, they put a nice little thing at the bottom, give you an example what are demons of magic. So Dredge, I don't ever know how to say this, and then Succubus. And she's got a +2 against humans. So the spells she has. So level 1 spells that she comes with that I personally use mainly is Aspect of the Falcon. Getting perception checks, yay. +1 confidence bonus on ranged attacks, that's good. And your crit multiplier becomes 19 to 20 instead of a 20. So it's basically like the improved crit feat. And let's go back here. Then, of course, we want to use Hurricane Bow. This increases the size of your longbow. Basically, you hit harder. Sum it up very quickly. And the other one that I use quite often is Unbreakable Heart. This is good for like those damn swarms that like to gibber you and stuff like that. So I usually put like 1 or 2 just in case I need it at the time. And then this is kind of screwy right here. Our second level spells. The only spell I even use in here is Sense Vitals. That's the only one I put. Everything else in here I rely on my other people to do. Sense Vitals for her is awesome. You know, she's getting sneak attacks, 1d6, and then another d6 for every 3 caster levels beyond the third. Maximum of 5d6 at 15. So yeah, we just use that. And our 10th level, I think, is when we actually get our 3rd level. So we'll talk about those when we get there. Okay, so enough talking. Let's get into the actual build. So we're staying 20 levels of Espionage Expert. Not doing no funky cross classes because I want to get all of the favorite enemy bonus that I can. That's the main reason. My idea with her is to obviously do damage, but she's also going to really support all the other characters by, you know, giving them that Ranger's bond of giving half of her favorite enemy bonus to everybody. So she gets a lot of skill points. You know, her stat line is bloated like crazy. And she's already got 6 set up, so, you know, I just keep it as it is. All right, here. What we want to do is we're going to be using a lot of Ranger's Bond to give that bonus to everybody. To do that, we want her to go first, bar none. So my first priority with her is making sure her initiative is very, very, very high. She wants a lot of dex anyway, so she's going first a lot of the time. So I usually go right out the gate with improved initiative, getting that +4 bonus to initiative checks. And then she gets evasion here, you know, but she gets a reflex save, she takes half damage. We're doing the retraining here. I'll just go take these first 2 mythic ranks really quick. I take Abundant Casting at first because at 2nd level, we're going to have a ton more Sense Vitals. That's all I use for 2nd level spells. And our 3rd rank spells, we're going to use a lot of one spell, but it's a very, very, very important spell. And you can see we got 6 casts of Sense Vitals a day already. We're only level 9. Our 2nd level, we're going to take Rapid Shot, get rid of that penalty to our attack rolls with Rapid Shot. That's very nice. Oh, we got a 3rd rank too, I forgot. So our 3rd rank, we're going to take is Cleaving Shot. Anytime you crit or you reduce the enemy to 0, you deal your weapon damage in a 10-foot radius. And remember, our weapon damage is increased because we're using Hurricane Bow or hurricane bow. So that's even more damage than normal because it's only the weapon damage part. All right, level 10. Of course, we say we're staying the same, taking the feats or the skill points however you like. I just keep it this way. So for a combat style feat here, first one I do is I take Point Blank Master, longbow, of course. That's what we want to use on her. This way, we don't provoke attacks of opportunity when firing when enemies are near to us. A lot of times, enemies will spawn on us and such. So sometimes it's hard to get away from that, as we want to make sure our positioning is good anyway. But I like to take this as a safety precaution. Okay, so our next favorite enemy I usually take is Demons of Strength. I think they're the next highest threat on here. And this favorite enemy, our second one, which is stacking. So right now we have a plus 4 to Demons of Magic, and we're always going to take Demons of Magic. Every single level we will. Because here, our third level spells, we're only going to use instant enemy. Everything else here, we rely on our other people in the party to worry about. So what instant enemy does is it doesn't matter what it is. So if it's a bear, for instance, right now we don't have any plus favorite enemy +2, +6 or anything to a bear. But as soon as we hit it with instant enemy, and as you can see, it's a swift action, it makes it our highest favorite enemy. So in this case, at this level, if we cast instant enemy on a bear, it'll be a +6 to attack, a +6 to damage, which is our highest favorite enemy bonus. And then if we do Hunter's Bond or Ranger's Bond, all of our party will be getting a +3 and a +3. And it doesn't matter what order. So if you cast Ranger's Bond first, and then you instant enemy another target, it'll still apply that. Doesn't matter if you do instant enemy first and the Ranger's Bond second, or the Ranger's Bond first, or the instant enemy second. It doesn't matter. It'll still apply the bonus to yourself and your allies, as long as they have the buff of Ranger's Bond up. So the utility of instant enemy is amazing. It's gonna buff any attacking, whether it's a race spell user or a melee attacker or another ranged unit. This instant enemy is amazing. Level 11. The only thing I want to mention this, when you cast your Ranger's Bond, it counts as your move action, right? So if you attack at that round, then you're only getting a single attack. And I tried going for like Vital Strike builds or something like that, because a Vital Strike, you're just using a standard action, so you could use your Ranger's Bond and your Vital Strike at the same time. But I found it kind of clunky in practice. And in theory, the Vital Strike is going to do a crap ton of damage, especially if it crits. It will, no doubt. But I find it's more consistent using these many attacks right now. And then anytime you cast the Ranger's Bond, just that round that you cast it in, you get only one attack. So it's a limitation, but it outweighs what the price is. That's for sure. Get those skills you like. Level 11 here, I go for critical focus. We're getting a +4 to circumstance to confirm crits, but what we want is the access to the crit feats here. Oh, I need a drink. At this level, we do get quarry. which gives us a +2 insight bonus to attack rolls, and then it confirms criticals. I don't really use it a ton. I do use it in certain circumstances because it is a standard action. So you're not going to be attacking in that action, but the +2 does help out a lot in some cases. But you're getting a lot of value from your instant enemy and your favorite enemies. So that's why when it's a standard action like this, later down the line, we'll use it a lot more. That's for sure. All right, here standardly getting our mythic rank 4. And here I double down on our initiative. So now during our initiative checks, we're increasing it by our mythic rank. So right now it's another +4. Really want to go first. That way we're helping out our team as much as possible. We're not wasting their attacks. Not really wasting, but they're getting the full buff from Arueshalae. And when she can go first, she can attack flat-footed enemies, which doesn't hurt. Level 12. This first, I take our strength, even though it's we're only getting +1, and it's for damage, but because we get her so late, we're only going to be able to increase 3 stat points. So you could just take your 2 decks now and maybe take your strength later. I just prefer to take my strength first. Your skill points as you see fit. That's all we get there. And skill points. 13. I like to do, with these critical feats, I always do a little different than most people. And I like to switch it up. So some characters will have different things than others. With her, I'll do sickening critical. A lot of people love blinding critical, which I think you have to wait till you're level 15 to get it. But I like sickening critical. There's no save. It lasts for a minute. And it's a, -2 to attack, and their saves as well. As far as terrain, I take Abyss. We have a whole chapter in the Abyss, and then the ending, I believe that terrain is Abyss as well. So that's why I take Abyss here. And really the only thing you're really using is your initiative checks, which is very nice. So nice mid game and end game plus to your initiative. All right, so our final level of spells is level 4. What I'd like here is Inspire Recovery. I usually just keep one of these, being able to cast just for emergency if I need to bring somebody back to life because they died in the middle of a fight, and it's medium range, so we don't have to get up close to them. But the good thing is, if you do use this for her, you have to use it immediately when they die so that you can get it off within the 2 rounds. But when you do res them, you see here, all allies within 60 feet, what they see their ally regain consciousness, and then they get a +2 bonus to attack, damage, and saving throws for 1 minute afterwards. So, which is really cool. Hopefully you never have to use it, but it's definitely there if you do. And I like to keep one on hand just in case. Right now we only have 1 casting, but I'll talk about as we get through the other levels. Freedom of movement. Sometimes I need one, depending on which characters I have with me. Most of the time I have somebody that can cover this. The other one is Aspect of the Wolf. The only reason we would ever do this is if you don't have a +4 enhancement bonus to your strength and or your dex. So if you already have that, like you have a belt, then there's no reason for this spell for us. We're not worrying about trips, obviously, because we're ranged. So that's the only usefulness of this spell. but it's nice if you don't have that bonus already. And then what I fill everything else with is we'll talk about later as we get to the level. $14. And our combat style here. Now we're going to do our improved crit. The reason I push this off is we are using our aspect of the Falcon to give us the crit. So once you get improved critical feat, the only thing that you're getting from this is, your +3 to perception, of course, and then your +3 bonus to the ranged attacks. And it's a competence bonus. So make sure if you already have another competence bonus to your attack, then the only thing you're getting from this is your +3 perception checks, which it may or may not be useful to you anymore at this point. But we were relying on that spell for our quote unquote improved crit until now. And our level 5. And what we do is some more utility, basically, for our team and ourselves, actually, is an inspirational leader. It's a weird pick. I like it in practice. It's giving everyone on your team a bonus to half your mythic rank. So it'll be 2 because it's 2.5 and it rounds down. So you get a +2 to initiative, +2 to saving throws against mind affecting, and then +2 to concentration checks. Most important part there is the initiative, and it does work on yourself as well. Now, inspirational leaders don't stack, so if somebody else in the party already has it, then you can pick something else, or as we get through more picks, you can move things up sooner and pick what you want different later, however you want to do that. But I do like inspirational leader on her, especially because we're focused on some utility with her and really hashing out that initiative. Level 15. Okay, her biggest weakness is her will saves. She has so much. Well, it doesn't show here, but we'll talk about it when we get to the result. Her will saves are really low compared to everything else, and how many stats she has. That's her damn near only weakness is her will. So I'd actually take Iron Will here. A little bit of defense. Level 15 +2 to our will saving throws. We don't want her getting charmed and such. And I take Demons of Slaughter here. Baboos, Camions, Incubus. And of course, we are definitely taking Demons of Magic. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8. When we use our instant enemy, we can get a +8, and then we share it. All of our allies are getting +4 to attack and damage. You see, Fortitude 12, Reflex 15, Will only 9. See, that's her only spot in there that's weak. And now look at, we got quite a bit of spells. We only have 2 4-level, but that's okay. Our main focus is those level 2 and level 3 spells. Level 6. Now we're going to take Improved Critical Longbow. So now our crit multiplier for our longbow is going to be a +4 instead of a +3. So when we crit, we crit. I found these are not super accurate. Usually you're way ahead. Even if you're sharing all your XP the whole game, you're still way ahead in levels compared to what this suggests here. So just keep that in mind. But it's not going to affect anything when you're building it. And we're taking our dex. Get your skill points. And now we have improved evasion. As for it takes only half damage on a failed save as well. And you take no damage on a successful reflex save, which is nice. Mythic 7 is distracting shots. A little more utility for your front line or your melee damage dealers. So now when you hit with your range attacks, the enemy takes a penalty to AC against those melee attacks for half your mythic rank. At this time, it's going to be 3. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. 17. Come on. Okay, here I take Hammer the Gap. It's a little bit more offensive. I kind of go back and forth, but I think I like Hammer the Gap here. So we don't have a lot of castings of our 4th level spell yet. So basically, each time you hit them with an attack, get a +1 to the following damage. So if I hit on the first attack, my second attack gets a +1 damage. If I hit on the second attack, my third one gets a +2 damage. If I hit on the third one, so on and so forth. And we're doing quite a few attacks around. By the end, I think it's 6, 5 from Bab, or 4 from Bab, 1 from Rapid Shot, and then 1 from Many Shot. And then, of course, everyone's going to have haste, so then you're getting another one as well. All right, level 8, and then we're doubling down on the Iron Will. So now we roll twice, take the higher result. So we have advantage in our will saving throws as well. A little bit defensive, I admit, but I think it's worth it. If you want to go more offensive, you can switch this 10th and this 8th, maybe flip them around. Or if you don't like Iron Will Mythic at all, take something else, Point Blank Shot Mythic, get a +1 to attack and damage or something. But me personally, I like this security. And our 9th, I finally get ranging shots. So this is, if we miss, we get a +1 to our attack rolls, and it can snack as long as you're missing up to a maximum of your mythic rank at the time. And ours is +9, which is really, and then so if we miss, we get a +1. If we miss our second, we get a +2. Then we hit our third, then we go down. So that's only a +1 on our 4th. So it's kind of like if you hit, it goes -1. If you miss, it goes +1. And it keeps track as you go. So it's nice because we have a ton of attacks. So take it very late. I think these other ones are much more important for us because she's giving us so much +2 attack and damage from her favorite enemy and our instant enemy spell. Especially when these enemies have crazy AC. It's ridiculous. Level 18. At this one, most of this stuff is not really helping us or not what our focus is. So I take Improved Precise Shot. So now your attacks ignore mischance, like of blur, except for anything with total concealment. By this point, you probably have True Seeing Communal on anyway or something. But yeah, I think that's the best option for us here. Now we have 3 casts of our 4th level spells. So at level 19, we have most of our offensive, weapon focus we could do. It's just a +1 to attack though. So what I like to do actually is take Heighten. And what I do is I'll take my Inspired Recovery. And then by this point, I'm probably taking 1 Inspired Recovery and then heightening my instant enemy and filling the rest of my level 4 slots with instant enemy. Just to have more castings of it. Also, at this level, we get Improved Quarry. So now we can select core as a free action. So we're definitely using this all the time. And it's giving us a +4 to attack instead of a +2. So it's amazing now. So this definitely needs to be used. No reason not to. That I can see. Let's do our level here first. So level 20, taking our last dex. Put your skill points where you want them. And my last favorite enemy, outsiders. You get a +2 to any of the regular outsiders, you know. And demons of magic. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. +10 to attack against demons of magic. Right? I thought it was, is it 10 or 12? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, +10. So now when you're using your Ranger's Bond, everyone in your party is getting a +5 to attack, +5 to damage for every attack. And a +5 to attack is I think the most valuable part of that because the AC is crazy high. We also get this Espionage Master. I tried using this. I don't personally like it that much, but I mean, you can maybe find instances where you like it. I'd rather just use my standard action as my full action just to mow stuff down. Maybe if in your when you're using your Ranger's Bond to use your move action, you want to use your standard action on this to do that. I usually rather just, shoot my bow though. And our last mystic rank, which is like 10 steps away from the end of the game. Not really, but I take deadly aim. I'm not a huge proponent of deadly aim. Just because when you're core or hard difficulties, and I'm sure unfair, the hit to your attack rolls is pretty bad. It's a lot to overcome. But she is providing a lot of plus to attack. And then this plus the damage is just crazy on top of it. So if you can afford to use it on fights, then I would definitely use it. But generally, like optional bosses and stuff like that, probably should have it off. So that is our leveling with Arueshalae. So you can see we have quite a few. I mean, like I said, we're focusing on level 2 spells. It's our Sense Vitals, our level 3 spells, which is all instant enemy, and then our level 4 spells. By this time, you probably have, or what I usually do is have 1 instant recovery and then 3 heightened instant enemies in our level 4. So we have a ton. What is it? 11 casts of instant enemy a day. Well, that is Arueshalae. Yes, you will. Let me just put a bow on her so she can see. Obviously, she's just got nothing on. But you can see she's got 5 attacks, and then she's got another attack here from the mini shot. And obviously, you're going to have haste on, so you're getting 7 attacks total. You can see with no gear, she's getting a +18 from her deadly aim. So you want to boost her strength. Try not to hit dex though. So like in large person and stuff like that, I try to stay away from those and try to boost her strength by like gear and things like that. So this is my thoughts on Arueshalae. She brings a lot of utility as far as plus to hit and plus to damage for your party. She helps out a great deal with all these optional bosses and stuff that have crazy AC. I really love having her in the party. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to put those down there as well. And Thank you, and you guys have a good one. Bye bye.